The NBA All-Star Game resulted in the East winning against the West, with the final score being 211 to 186. The East broke an NBA All-Star scoring record that was set, I believe, in 2016 by the West when the West scored 196. They broke the record by scoring 211 points. Damian Lillard ended up winning the MVP of the All-Star game. You could say that there could have been an argument for three co-MVPs when you look at Halliburton and Jaylen Brown's numbers on the East. They were very similar to Dame's, but it's fine. Damian won it. I'm not upset about it anyway, just pointing out what I saw. With all that being said, I have to say this game has been bastardized. It's a terrible game to watch, and even as a hardcore fan of the NBA, I admit it is torture watching these All-Star games. It's been like that for a while, but it's like every year they get worse, and somehow it gets taken to another level of bastardization. Just it's really that bad. Now that I'm thinking about when was the last time the All-Star game really was great or worth watching, I would say last time was probably the early 2000s. I remember the 2000 game in Oakland was pretty fun. Just that game was exciting to watch. Shaq, Garnett, and Duncan all star at the same time. That was amazing. Just all three of those guys playing a tall lineup, which was fun back then. And then you had 2001 where the All-Star game was very competitive, very close, and the East came back from a huge deficit to barely win the game. That game was actually a defensive game where Mutombo challenged the West with his great defense. So that was exciting to watch. I would say 2003 with it being Jordan's last All-Star game, that game was a thriller. It went to overtime. But I felt like after early 2000s, that's when the game just started to lose its luster and it started to be less and less exciting as the years went by. And now we're at a point where this game is torture. It's like watching an NBA 2K game on like the easiest mode and you're seeing guys just rack up points left and right. Like I felt like it was like a real life 2K game and just it was insane. Like there's this one sequence I felt in the fourth quarter where like Cat had like 4 or 5 dunks in a row. It felt like that. It was funny. Nobody was playing any defense and guys are just running up the court, jacking up threes. Just you don't see any effort or anything. Just it's really bad. You don't expect maximum effort during an All-Star game for all 4 quarters. That's not realistic. Not realistic in any era, to be honest, but you expect at least a little bit better effort than what we saw tonight. Just that was horrendous. That was really absurd. Just it was really bad, and I really don't know how Adam Silver and the NBA can make this game great again when it comes to the All-Star game. Heck, make the NBA great again when it comes to having a better product on the floor. Just this was really, really just a symbol of how the game has gotten terrible over the last, I feel, 10, 12 years when it comes to defense. Like there's really no resistance at all, I feel, today in today's NBA when it comes to playing defense. It's just very hard, and that's magnified in the All-Star game. It's just it was terrible. I can't stress that enough. The NBA really has to do some soul searching, I feel, after this game. They probably won't do nothing, but they should. Just I look at just how even the NFL changed up the pro ball and got rid of it because it wasn't even worth it anymore. And NBA maybe should consider something like that. Just it's terrible. And I have to say, as a fan of the NBA, every year in some way, I kind of dread always watching the All-Star game. I'm actually more excited about Saturday night and the Friday night rookie game more so than the All-Star game. I actually look forward to those two events more so than the All-Star game because the All-Star game is just god awful. But hopefully, I don't know. I say hopefully they'll try to fix the problem, but I don't think it can be fixed until the NBA fixes the defensive rules, and only then you'll see better defensive intensity from these guys because defense is about having a habit, but when you don't play it, and the league doesn't allow you to play it, this is a crappy product that arises. that's how I feel about this, and that's all I have to say.